Yo, what's up guys? 746 min cost climbing stairs. So we have an array cost and they're telling us that think of this array as steps. So you're climbing a staircase and each and every step has a cost to it. So for example, these indices 0, 1, and 2, these indicate which step you're currently at. So step 0 right here, step 1, and step 2. And it's indicated right here. Now, the values in the array, those correspond to what that step, what the cost of that step is. So step 0 has a cost of 10, step 1 has a cost of 15, and step 2 has a cost of 20. What they want us to do is that they want us to find the most optimal way of reaching the top. Now, there's not just one answer because we have different options of how to climb the stairs. We can either climb it one step at a time or 2 steps at a time, and we can do this every single step. So for example, if I'm here, I can climb to step 1 or to step 2. And if I choose step 2, I can do this step or this step. So we need to add up all the numbers, or all the ones that we step on, and find out the minimum. And therefore, this is a dynamic programming question / greedy algorithms question, I guess. But yeah, so the way we're going to tackle this is, first I'm going to show you the code, and then I'll explain to you what's happening on another document. So we have for int I. Now, when I was first doing this, I made the mistake of making int I equal to 0, and that just indicates that we're starting here or here when traversing the cost array. You don't want to do that because when you get to, let's say, 100 and it's trying to figure out what the next value is, it doesn't exist. So there's going to be a lot of bound exception errors, and you don't want that. So the way around that is to start at int I equals 2 and look at the numbers backwards. I'll explain that later on. And the rest is the same thing. So I has to be less than cost.length, and we increment I. So now what we're going to do is that we want this cost, this first initial cost, and we want to keep adding on to it. So cost of I plus equals math.min Okay, so let's look at it backwards. We're grabbing the cost I minus 1. Now, I is 2, therefore it's going to be cost of 1, and it's going to be this number right here. So we're currently on this 1 right here, but we're looking at this number. And now, cost I minus 2. So I equals 2, 2 minus 2 is 0, cost of 0 is 1 right there. So right here, we're comparing this 100 and this 1. And our for loop is currently on this one right here. And once we find the min, we just want to add it on to this value right here. So it's going to be 2 now. So what's going to happen is that we're going to keep doing that, and eventually we're going to keep adding on, and we're going to have our 2 final solutions right here. One's going to be really big, that's the wrong answer, and one's going to be the minimum. And I'll explain that later on. So once we have that, we want to return math.min. And the parameters of this method, they come from the last 2 numbers of the array. So how do we get those? Okay, so this might seem super confusing at first, but cost on length is just going to return, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to return 10, and we're just minusing 1. So we have cost of 9, which is this number right here. And this number is not going to be 100 because we've been adding on to it through this function, through this line of code right here. And same thing over here. Cost on length equals 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. Cost of 8 is going to be right there. Oh, wait, my bad. This is 9 and this is 8 because it's 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so this is 9 and this is 8. And we just want to grab the min, and that should be our answer. Let's try it out. Yeah, we got it, and we can submit it too. Okay, so why does this work the way it does? We can test this on a document right here that I've set up. So let's pretend that our array has a cost, or our array has the values 7, 3, and 2. And we can add one more actually. Let's make that 4. So we know that I starts at 2. Starting. So cost of I is going to be 0, 1, 2 is going to be 2. And then cost of I minus 1 is going to be 3. And cost of I minus 2 is going to be 7. So what did the method say? We're going to find the minimum of these two. Not a problem. So the minimum of 3 and 7 is going to be 3. And we're going to add on to the cost of I. So then this is going to become 5. Asterisk on there because it changed. 5. And so now we increment because of the for loop, and we go to 3. So we're at index 3, so 0, 1, 2, 3. So now we're at 4. Now cost of I is going to equal 4. Cost of I minus 1 is going to equal 2. And cost of I minus 2 is going to equal 3. Now same thing, we just follow the code. We find the minimum, which is 2, and then we're going to add on 2 to 4. And so this is going to equal 6, and it changed. So now we've reached the end of the for loop, and now they want us to compare the two numbers, math.min, and which is the greatest one. And we have 5 and 6 as the last two numbers, and the answer should be 5. And yeah, that was it.